and the Monkey Story. Thomas was a kind and sweet giant who lived alone in the hut near the forest. He loved eating apples and had run out of his stock. Thomas decided to visit the forest and pluck some apples from the apple trees. He picked up his fruit basket and wore his hat and set out for the forest. Thomas was very happy and was humming a song while walking through the forest. On his way, Thomas met Mr. Monkey. When Mr. Monkey looked at Thomas, he assumed that Thomas was a scary, aggressive giant and would eat him up. Mr. Monkey screamed very loudly. His scream was so loud that the birds sitting on the tree flew away in fear. Thomas was startled by Mr. Monkey's scream and dropped his basket. Mr. Monkey shouted, "Please don't eat me, monster!" Thomas felt very sad and replied, "I am sorry, sir. I don't mean to scare you. I won't eat you. I love apples and I have came to forest to only pluck some apples." With those words, Thomas picked his basket and walked away. He was very hurt and upset. After plucking the apples, when Thomas walked towards home, he heard someone screaming for the help. Thomas ran in the direction of the scream and saw that Mr. Monkey had fallen into a large hole and was unable to climb up. Thomas said, "Sir, is it okay if I help you climb up?" Mr. Monkey was desperate to come out of the hole, and so he agreed. Thomas lay down and extended his hand. Mr. Monkey held his hand and Thomas pulled him out of the hole. Mr. Monkey realized that he was wrong about the Thomas and that he shouldn't have rude to him. "I'm very sorry, sir, for my behavior earlier. You are a very kind and helpful giant. Please will you forgive me?" said Mr. Monkey. Thomas, being his sweet and generous self, forgave Mr. Monkey and shared some of his apples with Mr. Monkey. From that day onwards, Thomas and Mr. Monkey became friends. In this story, Mr. Monkey had judged Thomas as a scary and aggressive monster who would eat him. However, he was wrong because, as we can see, Thomas was a helpful and kind giant. He helped Mr. Monkey when he was in the need of the help. Thus, this moral story teaches the true meaning of don't judge a book by its cover. We should always know a person well enough before concluding